Hey everyone, let's talk about custom worlds. I know most of you want to know what is the point in this, and I want to give you guys the pros and cons mostly about this custom mode or game mode that's going to be here soon on the 8th. I would imagine some of you that have probably clicked on this think I'm going to shred this whole thing apart, but absolutely not. There are some things within this mode that is absolutely enjoyable and can actually be pretty fun to do some wonky things with your friends. Now, does this mean that this is the most absolutely brilliant thing that Bethesda's ever done? I'm gonna say it's all up for debate because some of the player base likes to build, some of you like to construct these amazing camps even with some of these glitch techniques to where your camp is floating like with a UFO, for example. If you guys are not aware, when this is public, you're gonna be able to join your friend's custom world whether or not she or he is offline. If this player is currently offline, you can join their custom worlds straight off the bat, which is absolutely cool, and we found out this from the QuakeCon stream. I'll be honest, I don't think they mentioned whether or not if both friends need to have Fallout first in order to join each other's custom worlds, whether they're online or offline. I don't know about that. I'm sure we'll know more information once this comes to us on the 8th of September. So let's talk about the settings. How great is it? Is it worth playing around with? Absolutely, it's great because you're able to mess with the ragdoll settings, which is quite hilarious at times because they can shoot off pretty high up in the air. You can mess with the jump height so that you have a higher jump than you do with the mutations in game. The weather system is absolutely cool to mess with. My favorite so far is the quantum storm just because of that pink, bluish, purplish tint that's kind of like all combined together. It's great. It's absolutely beautiful when you're in game. Of course, you got some other ones in there such as the nuclear, you got the clear skies, you got misty, and plenty of other ones. You for sure can take these settings, you can take these straight into your story mode. So let's say that you've already sided with Romani like I did, and then you want to try it out with Shin. You can absolutely speed through the story mode even if you have a new character made, because of course you're going to need to do this in order to experience a different storyline decision. You can speed through this with that character because there is a choice where you can make it to where you don't receive any damage at all, and then within these settings you can customize it to where you can deal a lot more damage than normal. I would say the most important part about these custom worlds is potentially this is what's going to lead up to our mods. Now, how far away are mods? Most likely we'll see some sort of mods next year if I had any guess, because we still need to finish off this year because we have the UFO/aliens, not to mention the 4-star weapons as well, and plenty more that Bethesda has planned out. Well, so far we have talked about the pros, the positive, the great things about the custom worlds. Now let's talk about what I personally don't like, and I'm sure some of you might feel the same. So let's just get into it. The only way that you're able to play in custom worlds is if you have Fallout first. You cannot customize your own world unless you do so by subscribing to that subscription. Once I acquired my subscription and I was able to play with the settings and mess with everything that I possibly can, I noticed that after a bit it was quite boring. I didn't really know what to do. I mean, I interacted with everything I can. With story mode, I was able to just customize the jump height, explode everything up in ragdoll, and it just didn't feel quite as great as it was in the beginning. There was just this lot of hype that I felt from it because it was something new. You're able to mess with it, and then just like poof, it was like that, what do they call it when you're in your honeymoon phase? That's what it was. It felt like a honeymoon phase. That's exactly what it felt like. I felt like I was just excited, and then it went downhill from there. As of right now, it seems that this is targeted more for those camp builders and players who like to roleplay. Now, eventually, I do see this becoming something great for players who like to modify the game, because then you have unlimited potential, and then that would be a positive aspect for these custom worlds. I just think the settings become boring after a bit because, like any other mod, you like to mess with certain ones, and this is just your basic version of modifying the game. Because of course you're messing with unlimited ammo, jump height, all that stuff, spawning, and so forth. Overall, all the settings are great to mess with, but in the end, there's no progression, there's no sort of rewards as of right now that we know of that can be transferred on over. So it's not like Nuclear Winter when you're able to go against other players, you leveled up through there, and then you would earn certain overseer rewards, and then you're able to take those into your actual adventure mode or private worlds. There's no such thing as of right now of any type of progression / reward system, you know, sort of like how Nuclear Winter was. You were able to go in there, earn something, go back in game, and be able to check out whether it was a statue or it was some sort of apparel. Regardless, this mode was able to sort of just give us that self-achievement, you know, saying, hey, we progressed so far in the game that we were able to unlock something so cool that not many players might have, because, you know, hey, you have to play Nuclear Winter in order to get it. And now it's just, there's not much that you can do. There's no rewards that you can take back to adventure mode. The next part is pretty much small, but I think that it can become quite annoying later on. Right now, at least in public test servers, you're not able to slide craft anything. You have to double tap it or use the macro to spam it down in order to craft those items. Final conclusion, Fallout Custom Worlds is going to be great for players with role-playing, building, and possibly just players who like to modify settings. Will it become boring after a bit? I think for some players it will become quite boring. I don't think you're gonna entirely be happy doing this 24/7. Eventually, I believe some players might just want to go back to adventure mode entirely, just so that they can progress their character and unlock certain things that they cannot do with custom worlds, or even with the other 5 modes that are swapped around weekly. Overall, I do believe the community is going to have mixed feelings about custom worlds when it does release. But as for right now, this is what I personally feel about it. If you want to embrace your own opinion, please feel free to comment down below. I'll read it, I'll check it out. But for now, I'm just gonna head on out. Thank you guys as always for watching these videos. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you guys on the next